Hi friends, get ready with me while I basically just yap the whole time. I kind of wanted to show you guys my everyday routine, but I didn't really have an idea of what I was going to talk about. So I'm just going to talk about like my opinions on things. I think that the who should pay for what conversation is so tired. Right now that is like the hot topic on TikTok and I'm over it. I don't know if it's because I'm gay
or what.
I don't know that even if I was straight I could fathom a man paying for everything for me. Like, yes, there are different situations for everything and whatever, but I just don't see myself ever fully depending on someone else for something as serious as paying for everything or just having full financial responsibility over everything. Because what happens if you guys break up? I don't think it's realistic, but also at the end of the day, everyone should be able to do whatever they want. Like, my thing is, like with everything, I don't know why it has to become this huge think piece on TikTok and it's all anyone ever talks about, and now everyone's mad and now everyone's like in this influencer's comments like, oh, for you, she's not old enough to understand, she'll understand someday. What if she wants to get her own money? Did anyone ever think about that? What if she doesn't want to fully depend on a man to financially provide for her? Mind you, we are talking about an influencer who she is incredible. 1, 2, she makes money. Like, she has her own money. She does not need no man to provide for her financially. So if she doesn't want him to, or if she doesn't care if he does, then why do y'all care so much? That's always my thing. I don't get it. Also, if you don't know, it's Pride Month, and that just always leads to the weirdest conversations online. I love Pride Month and I'm very proud of who I am and who I've become since I've come out. But there's just something so sour sometimes about people trying to ruin Pride Month every single year. Like, every year it's something. I think last year it was that whole Target thing where people were like going to Target and harassing the employees there. That was weird.
People are weird.
I just think that if everyone just minded their own business, this world would be so much better off. I shouldn't say this world. I feel like it's this country. Don't shoot when I say that. I'm just saying. Also, like, bring back minding your business. I just feel like with social media and what it has become compared to what it used to be. Like, I feel like back in the day when we had our YouTubers, and maybe I wasn't as much of a YouTube kid as I thought I was, but like even like Instagram, Tumblr influencers, you know what I mean. I just feel like we didn't know as much about them as we do now. And nowadays people are like demanding information. It's just such a weird thing because they will be telling you about like something gut-wrenching, or they won't be talking about it at all. Like, say it's like a breakup. Like, if you read between the lines, yes, they broke up, but they're like not talking about it, and they're talking about something that like makes them happy or that's super like unrelated to it, and everyone's in the comments like,
well, what happened? Are you not going to tell us what happened? Like, I want to know what happened.
I don't know. That's also just always been such a weird concept to me, and like, I want to share my life on the internet, but there are boundaries, and at the end of the day, I just feel as though, yes, you can have a fan base, and yes, you can have a following, and you can have a really close relationship with your followers and still not owe them every piece of information of your life, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
That leads me to my next point. Couple influencers. Listen, I love me some couple influencers sometimes. The good ones, the ones where you can like tell that they are not fishing for attention. You can tell when things are genuine versus when they aren't. At least I think so, unless I'm like naive and none of it is genuine anymore. That would be crazy. Like the couple influencers who like, what's the name of that thing that they do? Everything they do is with the intention of getting views. You know what I mean? And listen, I get it. This is some people's livelihood. You gotta get them views. You gotta do what you gotta do. But like, to an extent, like, I don't know, like maybe have some, I was gonna say something and then I realized it sounded kind of mean, but just like be self-aware of the things you post. Like, people know, and like I feel like people too often forget about a digital footprint. I've had my social media for a long time, and you don't really think about like at first a digital footprint. Eventually, with some time of being on social media, like you have to think about what you post on there because it's gonna be there forever. And sometimes I'm like, who approved this? And especially like the people who have PR teams, who on your PR team was like, yup, this one's coming up, hire me, I'll be a part of your PR team and I won't embarrass you on the internet. Furthering my point on an unrelated note, I think that moms who post their kids, specifically just like, you know which ones I'm talking about, like their social media is not catered to anything innocent. I just feel like something should be done about that. I am very quick to, when I notice something, immediately unfollow, report, all the things, because I know what you're doing.
We all know what you're doing.
I just feel like people should stop putting their kids on the internet. At least don't make an entire social media page for just your child. Because
Why are you doing that?
there are some people who are innocent. They're not doing anything with malicious intent, but there are others who are, and they know what they're doing and they know who they're catering to, and that's just really sick to me. Logan just called me, y'all. I'm sorry. Honestly, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I don't know that I even got my full thoughts out on couple influencer things. I'm not saying that all of the relationships crash and burn.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that there is a strong correlation between being a couple with a platform together and then the relationship crashing and burning. Not that it needs to be talked about, but I feel like more people need to be like aware of that. And this is not to say that they aren't or that people don't think about these things, but far too often I continue to see couples still doing the whole thing. Like they get big together, which is great. They have a fan base and they make money and they do all these things, and then they, if we're lucky, a couple years later, we get we're breaking up. And it's always the same thing.
We're more of like co-workers than we were a couple. Everything we did was thinking about like, what kind of content can we film? What are they gonna want to watch?
The fact that it continues to happen just tells me that like enough people are not aware or self-aware when it comes to these things. I don't know. Me personally, I include Logan in a lot of my content, but like we would never do a couples page. She has her own social media. I have my own. I include her in a lot of what I post, but like it would never be like a joint couples account, you know? I just personally love my girlfriend so much and I have no want to break up with her. That just made me think of something else. Have y'all noticed that like there is a pipeline that some people are following and I am unsure why? And it's come to my attention, specifically during Pride Month. I feel like more people talk about these things. That pipeline of being gay and out and all of these things, and then like one day out of nowhere they come back to social media and they're like
on the complete other spectrum.
It's not even like they found a religion, it's more so like they found the religion and now they're like anti-LGBTQ, anti-everything that's not Christianity based. What is going on? Why does that happen?
I'm confused.
If that's their thing, that's their thing. I just feel like it's a bigger conversation that needs to be had because like are still a thing. The idea of them alone is very scary, and I just think that someone needs to check on these people and at least make sure they're okay. Listen, that community is one that can be very manipulative and damaging when you are introduced to it by the wrong people.
Don't shoot.
I consider myself to be a Christian, and honestly I lean more towards just having my own relationship with God and my own faith, not so much with the, you know. I think that there is something to be said, a conversation that needs to be had about the constant changing of the Christian belief of the LGBTQ community. Because if you go back, obviously, you know, it's like
No one can be gay. Being gay is a sin.
yada 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 yada. And now it's no longer being gay is a sin. No. Being gay is not a sin. Acting on it is a sin. Y'all need to be for real. Y'all are gonna piss me off. Anytime a video like that comes up on my TikTok, I always just like swipe because it makes me so angry, because it's so manipulative to young minds who are just looking for acceptance in things that feel familiar to them. Like, we know what you're doing, but they're trying to come with the whole like,
Yes, we believe God made you the way you are, and it's not a sin to be gay because you can't change that. But what you can change is whether or not you act on it.
honestly, I think it's important that I ended with that topic because it's Pride Month and so many people out there are in need of community and love and friendship and family. And I think it is very important to understand the signs of manipulation and understand that not everyone has your best interest in mind. Everyone should be able to, of course, venture out and do their research and try new things. And if you feel like religion is your outlet and your jam and your thing to do, 100% go for it, because I think that religion can be a great thing when not used negatively. But I think there is always a bigger conversation to be had. I actually, side note, want to start a little podcast with my friends. They don't know about it yet. So if you're watching this, I want to start a podcast. But I think it would just be so fun to ask people, like, you know, what topics do you want us to talk about, and just sit there, because my friends and I can yap. There's never a dull moment when we go out to dinner or when we go to lunch or when we're hanging out like at someone's apartment. Like, and I think it'd be so fun because we always have like really good hot takes. I don't know, maybe I'm biased because it's my friends, but like I think we have the best conversations. With all that being said, my makeup is pretty much done. I washed my hair and it's like soaking wet, but I love me a good chit chat session, so I think I'm gonna do this again. Honestly, this ended up being a little more like my hot takes on things. I didn't mean for that to happen. It's really hard to talk about things without giving your opinion on it sometimes, most of the time. With all that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.